What's up, folks? Good morning. This is Carlton with Carlton's Travel Adventures. Try to do our first live broadcast last night. I did it with Mike, and it didn't go off too well at the beginning because it was supposed to be on my channel, but we had some technical problems. The first time we're doing it, it's kind of difficult when you have that split screen, two people doing it at the same time. And I'm no, computer genius, man. I'm telling you right now. So we had some problems, so we had to switch to his channel. So we didn't get going until about, I don't know, 20 minutes late. But it went off pretty good. And when it was over, I checked my channel and it was actually being recorded. It was recorded, man. Entire 1 hour, 45 minutes was recorded with a black screen. And I think I saw like 220 people actually tuned in separately. We just had them on Mike's channel. But you know what I do? Here's a recording from last night from Mike's channel, and it went off pretty well at the end. Some people came over. I think Mike put a note on my channel for you guys to come over, but not everybody saw it. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about technical difficulties. This is the first time we're doing it, but what I plan to do is probably have my own live broadcast on Thursday. Gonna be 7 p.m. Colombian time. All right, which is about 8 p.m. Eastern time in the States. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna start doing. It's gonna be a lot easier by myself, so it should be no problem at all. My first one should be this Thursday coming up. All right, so I'm gonna try to edit out the first 20 minutes where it's kind of messed up, and then show you this recording from from yesterday. Okay, all right. Thanks for your patience. Sorry about the mix-up, but the guys finally came over. We had a good conversation. All right, I'll keep you up to speed on what's happening here. A lot of stuff happening here every day, man. So tune in on Thursday nights. All right, try to keep that schedule. Thanks, man. Don't forget to hit the like button, even for the recording here. No. So hopefully it start coming over. So here's one guy came over. Okay, all right, made it.
Hey, we got Sam.
We got Sam coming over. Yeah, welcome, Sam. How you doing, man? What? Woohoo! Made it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. We'll just blame it on Corona. Everything else is getting blamed on Corona. So.
It's virus, Corona. It's coronavirus that caused all this. Got it worked out. Out of Expat. All right. Welcome. We're still working on it, but looks better. Just wait for some more guys to show up, hopefully. Oh, the Expat. All right. He's laughing. You laughing at us, man? Is that Sam? Or Tasha?
I think when they laugh together. It's a joint laugh.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so how many people got? Got 8, you said?
Yeah, it looks like it dropped down to 2.
2?
2.
You're kidding me. That's Tasha. 2 people on? That's it? Where do y'all go?
3.
Oh.
We went from 3 to 5 to 2 to 3. But anyway, let's just get cracking, and then whenever people join, they join. It's kind of our fault for having to switch channels at the last minute.
Right, right. But you would a message tell them to come over this side, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they all saw it. That's the thing.
Okay, all right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us, Tasha. And one more coming. Yeah, I know. Oh man, how do I go over there? When you're not sure how to go over there now and tell them we're not losing this channel.
No worries. I've told them, so if they see the chat, regardless of whether it's yours or mine, they'll see it. But maybe they've already tuned out after 10 minutes of waiting. I probably would have tuned out too. No, it's 26 minutes, 28 minutes. That's terrible. That's appalling.
Yeah, I know. We'll do. Well, we gotta take lessons from Tasha next time.
Yeah,
Camila,
we'll do better next time.
Thank you. We'll do better next time, Camila. Where you from, Camila? What What part of the state are you here or in the States?
She's here. She's in Bogota.
Oh, Bogota. Okay. All right. Got you. Somebody you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So let's start a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys all know Mike.
Well,
Colombian time. Okay.
Colombian time.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, Mike, introduce yourself. Everybody knows you on this channel already?
Well, I guess if they're coming from me, they already know me.
Yeah, right.
And
But
if they're
others,
coming over from your side, they don't. So a
right,
quick introduction.
right.
My name's Mike. Lived in Colombia now for 2 years, originally from London in the UK. And I stopped in Dubai on my way here, I guess. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
So you've been here for a little while, and yeah,
Hmm.
so Mike and I met up when he lived in Medellin, and then, like I said, he moved to Bogota, so we still stayed in touch. And I did a couple of um, interviews with you on my channel.
Yeah, in the early days. One in the early days and one about midway, right?
Exactly. When you moved to Bogota, we did another interview at Sweet
Yeah.
Georgia. Sweet Georgia. How many we have right now? I can't tell on my end. I'm not sure why I can't tell.
I'm going to have to go back to the tab one sec.
One day we'll be as good as Tasha and Sam.
Just a couple.
Couple of people, that's it. They didn't switch over, I think, from my channel. Huh?
Yeah, it looks like it. Actually, no, because there's more people commenting that actually shows. So I
Really?
guess there's must be a lag there somehow. But yeah, all right.
All right.
So
Okay. Yeah. So as you know, guys, there's a um, situation in Bogota and Medellin, actually all over the country, right? With the curfew, got really confusing to me because you had that first curfew that was announced Thursday night that was supposed to go from 7 p.m. Friday to 3 a.m. Tuesday. So we went out and got some food for 3 days. I don't buy a lot of food. I'm not one of the guys that go out and go to Price Mart and buy a ton of stuff. I hate buying a ton of stuff. I walk to Exito um, sometimes twice a day. I just like getting out of the house, something to do, so I don't buy a lot of stuff. So, but I bought enough stuff for 3 days. Then all of a sudden, Friday night, as you know, another announcement about additional 19 days. One thing I noticed, it was really confusing about the time and what you can do, what you can't do with these, you call them a curfew or quarantine? What's the correct terminology? Curfew or quarantine?
I
Where are
would
we
say
at?
it's a quarantine because a curfew to me means you have to be home by a certain time, whereas a quarantine is you just have to stay to yourself.
Okay, all right, so we're in a quarantine. So there's two separate quarantines, one by the local government, one by the state. Well, one by Medellin, and then the other one by the President National. That's the one that starts on Wednesday, I think, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not clear what you can and can't do doing these things. It's not clear to me. I'm not, if you guys know exactly, let me know. But like for instance, when they started the new quarantine that starts on, I guess Tuesday or Wednesday, we didn't have enough food. I only had food for 3 days. So I was asking people, can I go out and get food? People are saying you can't get food until Tuesday morning, right? So I'm thinking, if I wait till Tuesday morning, probably going to be a lot of people lined up outside Exito from 5 in the morning waiting for it to open up. This big rush, right? So I thought that's not a good idea, So I don't want to just wait till Tuesday morning and then go out there and I see a big rush and these big families with 10 people going and buy everything up. Okay, so that would, yeah, anytime, but it's not very clear. I got a buddy of mine who said he's not going out at all because he's gonna get arrested. So I said, you know what, I'm taking a chance. So I went out this morning and I said, people said, don't go. Even the Colombians would tell me, don't go, don't go. You can't go. So I look outside, it was pretty empty. And I went to the local De Una first. It was like a block away. I went outside, sneaked down there, and it was open. And problem is, nothing was there that I really wanted. no fruits and so forth. I'm a big fruit guy. So I end up coming around back and going to Exeter, which is about 3 blocks away. On the way there, I'm kind of nervous, looking for cops. Said, well, hope I don't get arrested. Hope I don't get arrested. you know. But I had my passport on me. So as I got closer to Exeter, I saw people coming out of Exeter with these carts full of food. I said, okay, I'm close. So I went there, and Exeter was empty with people. I mean, a lot of food was there. It was empty. People still thought they had to stay home until Tuesday morning, I guess. It was empty. I said, this is great. So I went in, bought a lot more stuff, mostly fruits, apples, and so forth, and some more loaves of bread. And then I started texting people, especially in that one group. One group I'm on, what's it called? Black expats or whatever. And I text a lot of people, my friends, told them, come on down, Exeter, it's open, come on down. A lot of them were still leery. They didn't want to come. Man, if we leave, it's going to get arrested. I got one guy, a good friend of mine, said he's refusing to leave his house. He said, you're lucky you're not arrested, but you can't leave your house. So it's big confusion about that. So
yeah, I'm not completely clear on that, and I don't know if many people are. It seems like even the government aren't too clear on what's happening. One minute it's till Tuesday, then the next minute it's not happening, then it's happening, but then they cancel it because something else is happening a few days later. I actually have a friend, you met her, Jordan, my friend from London. She didn't know about any of this at all. She saw something about a curfew, and she thought that it starts at 7 p.m. and it'll end in the morning. So she didn't know that it was supposed to go on for a few days. So she didn't have any food. So literally by the time I let her know, it was about half an hour to the point of quarantine. And she got ready, tried to leave her house to go to Exeter quickly. However, the guard wouldn't let her out. And she's still really new and speaks pretty much no Spanish.
Right.
So the guard wouldn't let her out, and she said, okay. And she just went back to her apartment. A few minutes later, I think about 20 minutes later, the police came to knock on her apartment, asking for her passport, trying to find out what was happening. So it seems like some people are taking it seriously, and there could be serious consequences, but it probably also depends on what type of officer you bump into.
Okay, yeah. Never sure. Sometimes the officer themselves don't understand what's happening. You know what I mean? Because when I spoke to a lot of Colombian people, they're telling me don't leave the house. They were telling me don't leave the house.
Yeah.
Stay till Tuesday morning. Don't leave the house. You can't leave the house. These are Colombians telling me this. So obviously they didn't understand it either. But I pushed the limit a little bit. I went, and it was great because I get everything I needed, and it was almost empty of people. But one quick story. When I left the house in the morning, went outside my apartment here, pretty nice neighborhood, and I went outside. I saw these two guys on motorcycles, right, with black helmet, black face, it's all blacked out. And they had what looked like security guard uniform on, right? And I just felt kind of an uneasiness about me. It's kind of sketchy, very sketchy. They're coming down the street, because the helmet's totally black, face is totally blacked out, everything's blacked out, just didn't seem right.
Was it the riot police?
The riot police, I'm not sure what the riot police look like. Usually I look at like security uniform on.
Okay.
They didn't have regular police, attire. It's kind of like a security uniform on. And the part was scary is the black helmet, totally black, with even the shield being black. You can't see their faces, which was spooky.
Okay, Sam got information. He said, or Tasha, I don't know who's who right now, you can get food at any time. That's what the police told us.
Okay, all right, sounds good. This is very confusing. But anyway, so obviously people didn't know that, even the Colombians didn't know that, because when I went to Exeter, almost empty. So that's great. Thank you, Tasha, or Sam. But people are still, even when I went there, got all the food, came back, talking to friends, they still didn't want to go. They're still scared of going. They said maybe you were lucky, and you didn't get arrested, but my luck is not the same as your luck. If I go, I might get arrested. I don't want to hassle. So a lot of them didn't want to go. Even after I told them I went, got all this food, you can go now, they still didn't want to go.
My question is to you, would you rather be in quarantine here or in your old apartment in Miami?
That's a good question, man. I'm going to ask some people from the States also, whether they'd rather be quarantined, here in Colombia or or over in United States. But me personally, um, it's a tough one. But my apartment in Miami had a great view. I had a great view of the water. It was beautiful. And my man Demaine knows he's been there. So Demaine, you'd rather be in my apartment in Miami or here, Colombia? My apartment in Miami was dope, man. It was a nice apartment. You could see the ocean, you could see the bay. It was really nice. So,
I could imagine. I'm sure it had a nice price tag too in Miami.
oh yeah, it wasn't cheap. Wasn't cheap at all, man. You know. So I think, okay, so El Andalus Learning went to this morning and it was very empty. Same like me, right, right. But people are still scared of going, man. The main people are still scared of going.
So that's the main.
Yeah.
Andalus Learning. So the main, when he says empty, is he talking about no people or no stock?
I think it mean no people, like what I meant, no people. I'm pretty sure.
I went to Exeter this morning. Exeter, wow, it's massive. It's to compare it to an Exeter in Medellin, I think it's probably more like the one in Laureles. So really, really big, but there was still a queue going out both doors before they actually opened.
Oh man, he said you'd rather be here than my apartment. Look, but what about the view, my man? About the view I had? No people. That's what I thought he meant. No people. Like I meant. Yeah, Yeah. So back to real quickly. Left my apartment. Went outside. These two guys came out on motorcycles. Just felt kind of uneasy, and they kept riding down the street, looking both direction, coming back. And I stayed by the door. I didn't want to leave, just to make sure, if something came over towards me, I'm going to go inside real quickly. And they looked at me, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And they circled around, then they took off. It just felt really sketchy to me, man, really sketchy.
I think you've got an extra target. We all do as foreigners, right? Because I guess a lot of foreigners are on that compulsory quarantine if they came after a certain date.
Right. Welcome, Alan. How you doing, man? It's been a while. Welcome, bro. Appreciate you joining us, all right? You up in New York? Yeah, so anyway, my point is, be careful when you go out there that, these guys could come around and rob you easily, because if no one's on the street, when I walked to Exeter, 3 blocks, almost no one. I saw about 3 people on the street in 3 blocks. If somebody wanted to come up to you in a mocha and rob you so easily, no one's out there watching it, seeing what's happening. Really, think about it. No one's seeing you what's happening. So I'll say be careful if you're on the street by yourself. Just be cautious. Be very cautious. You're in Philly, yeah? That's great, man. How's it in Philly as far as curfews? They doing anything in Philly at all, Alan? Or is that something to come next week?
Oh, he's from New York.
Well, he's in Philly right now.
Okay.
He said, "Don't want to go to New York City right now." You're right. I don't want to be there.
Round zero.
I know all that mess. Okay, all right. Philadelphia's on lockdown for essentials. Okay, all right. Sounds good. You got all your stuff up. So you get to go to work tomorrow, or you can't work anymore? I mean, do they shut you off from going to work? You can only work at home in Pennsylvania? Don't have to stay in-house. Okay, all right.
Really? Okay.
No, I'm surprised. Phil, in New York, right? You have to stay in what? Is it 4 states or 3 states? I know it's New York, California. I mentioned one other state this morning. They have the statewide lockdown.
Why only 3 or 4 states?
And they can do each one do what they want. It's not a nationwide thing yet. People are nervous about having a nationwide lockdown.
I reckon that, to get rid of it quickly, that'll be the way forward. And I think enough people understand. Enough people will be on the side of, we don't want to get people sick. We don't want to be sick ourselves. We'll take the loss. And the government's already putting things in place, right, in the States in order to help people. So why not?
But look, as a person who's been in the stock market forever, 5 states. Okay, damn, okay. All right, I thought it was three or so, but there's five states already. But you're talking about a long way to go. 50 states, so that means it's a long way to go. But the thing about it is, I have a debate with someone all this morning about that. I think that there's so much money involved in the stock market, and if you close down the entire country, what's going to happen to the stock market? It's going to just crash. The entire country's on lockdown. I don't see it happening at all. I don't see it happening at all, man. It's just too much. Maybe it should happen, but I don't see it happening. I don't. So it's just.
So what do you reckon is going to happen here? How long do you think we'll be on lockdown? Do you think after the 13th, everything will be back to normal and we'll just move on with life?
Okay, California, New Jersey? Didn't hear about New Jersey. Okay, California, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Illinois. Okay, all right, 5 states. Trading. Okay, I know, man. Touch on a sore topic real quickly about trading. We all losing money, man. We all losing money. We got that. That's part of it. But that's the reason I think that we won't go to a nationwide lockdown. It's going to affect the stock market worse. Talking about a Dow dropping to maybe 10,000. That's just my opinion. So if that happens, so I got people texting me, man, about the live stream still. They don't see the message?
I don't know why.
They
should be able to see it because
they can't find me on the live stream. All of them asking me that same question.
Okay. You might want to just WhatsApp them back with the link.
Well, shoot me the link real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the link you sent. You sent me before. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they didn't read the message on the old link. I don't know. Let me try to forward the new link to them. See if it helps. Okay, sorry guys, trying to get people to come back over to this side. Okay. All right, hopefully they'll start showing up, hopefully. All right, okay. So back to the stock market. So what's your opinion? You guys think that they will have a nationwide lockdown in the States? That's a big debate I've had twice now. Will they have a nationwide lockdown in the States? That's my question for you guys. Somebody respond to me and leave in the States.
I'm more curious about Colombia. What do you reckon is going to happen after we get out of here, after the 13th? Do you think we will get out of here? Do you think the problem will be solved? Do you think it's going to be ongoing measures?
It's a tough question, because I really don't see this short, well, it's not that short, but 19 days solving the entire problem, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I could be wrong, but I really don't see it because.
So what do you reckon the next steps will be?
It's tough to do. And one reason I'm saying this is because the border with Venezuela, it's porous. It's porous. I got someone sent me a video of, supposedly the border is supposed to be cut off with Venezuela, and people were floating across, illegal borders to the water, to the, the woods, just coming into Colombia. How do you control those borders?
I think that's a good point, and someone actually raised this point yesterday that I don't think it's just the borders or people from Venezuela, but everyone who feels like they have to work from day to day won't really consider the risk of the coronavirus. So it won't outweigh the risk of them or the need for them to actually get money and feed themselves, etc. So whereas unless the government really steps in, I reckon, and really just offer some sort of maintenance to everyone, even if they're undocumented as well.
Right. Right. I totally agree with you. It's a tough call, man, because people got to eat. They got to eat. They have to eat. You know, um, and if you do these extended lockdown, they can't eat. I mean, they're not working. Most of them barely surviving every month, $300 a month. And then you out of work for 3 weeks a month. What are you going to do?
Mm, that is true. Camilla
You
said
know,
they can't.
they can't what? Make sure I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, give us more information, Camilla. They can't shut the borders or?
Universal basic income. Ooh, ooh, it's tough topic there. Wait for let me know on that one. It's a tough topic. It's where you give people checks every month. That one, presidential candidate, Yang, whatever his name is. You don't want to talk about that?
In what sense, for people out of work or just in general for this quarantine?
No, I think she probably mean that. He talked about that throughout his presidential run,
Okay.
giving people checks every month.
I mean, we do that in the UK for people who have kids, people who um, live in single parent households and some other criteria, people out of work as well.
Mm.
So it could work. Well, everyone's taxes are going to go up, I guess.
No, it's expensive. Expensive. Andrew Yang, that's it, right? He said that. And send people checks every month. you know, that's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. People wouldn't go for it. People wouldn't go for it here. They would not go for it.
I think there's a big separation. My opinion from my time here, I feel that there isn't a sense of community between everyone. I feel that people who have something don't really care about the have-nots. There's
Yeah,
that big divide, and it's like, all right, we work hard, we've got our money, forget everyone else, we'll give a bit to charity. But I don't really see, maybe it's just what I've seen and the people I've met, but I don't really see the sympathy and the empathy for the have-nots.
well, I don't know. I guess it's debatable. The person I know, I spoke to today, I know her for a while. She said that her family, she lives in Sabaneta, her family got together some packages and went to deliver it to the poor people. She said she did that,
Yeah.
which is good, good. I'm not, so, I mean, it does happen. It does happen. Um, yeah, cool. So, Camila was talking about the border. They can't really control the border with Venezuela. You really can't control it. And they're
Yeah,
probably right.
that border is probably very long. I don't know how many miles it is, but it must be a huge border.
So my point is this, Camila. If you can't control the borders, how do you control Corona? You know what I'm saying? Because you might do a 1 month quarantine, and then everything looks good for a week after that, and then people come across the border from Venezuela and they're infected, and it starts all over again in the next month, right? Because they're coming through, they go into Bogota most of the time where the jobs are. They go into Medellin. So how do you stop that? What's up, Corey? Appreciate you joining me, Corey. I found it was a little technical problem, so we had to switch sites here. Yeah, So what do you do then? I mean, if it's over, the quarantine's over, and then people start coming across the border and they're infected, it's going to start the cycle all over again, right? So how do you solve that problem? How do you get rid of it? Know what I'm saying? What's your solution, man? Give me some solution.
You're asking Camilla to do things that presidents and mayors and specialists haven't found an answer to.
I know. Well, I'm throwing it out there. Throwing it out there for somebody to give me some solution because, I don't see end to it anytime soon. That's my point. You're going to solve the problem temporarily, and then all of a sudden, it's all over again. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. Okay, all right. Good point, Alan. Correct. Keep it down as much as you can, and then find a solution with the vaccine. So keep it from exploding. Big cities like Cali, Barranquilla, Medellin will have total control. Government has some backup plans, for example, with food. I hope they do. Hope they do. Thank you. Because a word about that. Because those poor people, man, if they're barely surviving every month, then they can't work for a month. What are they gonna do? You know, it gets like in the movies that start breaking down into your doors, you know, and for food. So I hope they help give them some help.
It's true. And even if it's not just from the standpoint of being a good human being, they need to be giving help because at the end of the day, it's for their own safety as well. If
Yep.
half the city isn't really quarantining.
I know. Because people only have so much patience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start getting hungry, you get desperate, and desperate people do what? Desperate things. So, you know, no quick solution. All right, Jose showed up back. Oh, thank you. Here they come. All right, they're trying
Should
to come in.
China be punished? I love that
Oh
question.
man, I heard about that today. That's a
Should
tough question
how it punished in what sense?
because they started this and they didn't tell you.
Okay. I feel that what's happened to them and the stigma around the country at the moment is punishment enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you punish someone like China though? Something like countries that big. How do you punish
Yeah.
them?
How do you punish a whole country that the rest of the world relies on as well?
How do you tell me? How do you punish them? You know, what? We're so dependent on China right now. It's ridiculous. We are. As I learned more and more from watching these TV channels, this news, we depend on China for, you know, medical supplies, for medication. That's ridiculous. How are you going to punish them? We have to be self-sufficient before you can punish somebody like that. You know what I mean?
It's like a child trying to punish their mum in a way.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes no sense because we're not self-sufficient. We're not self-sufficient. We cannot uh, survive on our own. I mean, that's the problem with dependent on China like that. We got too much dependence on them. We got to become self-sufficient, make our own medication in the U.S., and not worry about China. They own our debt. You know what I mean? Okay, I wouldn't be too optimistic because the release just came out at this 10 times more deadly than the flu and it's transmit much faster than symptom. Okay, all right. DWD, game over. Come on, man. Don't spell gloom and doom. Okay, stop doing business with China. Well, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a long time. Oh, tariffs on China? We hurt ourselves by doing tariffs. Didn't Trump start the tariff stuff? What did they do?
Terrible.
They ain't doing another tariff war. It's going to help anything. We just got to become more self-sufficient. And look at all the drugs manufactured in China. That's ridiculous. When I heard that this week, I almost flipped out. Alan, I was shocked at that number, Alan. Made no sense at all to me. The great mighty United States get 85% of the drugs from China. It doesn't make any sense. We got to reverse that. This may be something good that's happening, so we can become more self-sufficient going forward. So whenever bad, look for the good.
I love that. I didn't take it seriously until my flight to Medellin was cancelled.
Yeah, I know.
When did it hit home for you two? It hit home for me when most of my meetings started cancelling. So Monday was fine. Then from Tuesday this week, every meeting cancelled. Even Skype meetings showing that people are more concerned about the people I did speak to. They were just worried. They were worried about their future. They were worried about their job. What's going to happen to their kids? Can they even go into work? So I guess that's when it really, really hit home for me.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, since I'm basically retired, every day is Sunday, and I didn't take it too seriously. because I'm here, right? And I stay in the house. I don't go to the gym anymore. I stopped going to the gym, spend more time around the house, to ride a bike, this incyclic bicycle. When I hit home, when it came to that, not even the 3 day quarantine was a big deal to me. Like, okay, 3 days in the house, what the big deal? I studied more Spanish 3 days. When you talk about 19 days, you know, it kind of like it hit me in the head like a hammer. 19 days. First you got 3, then 19. I'm going, man, this sucks. You know, that's when
Yeah.
it really hit me. I can't see all my friends. I can't call anybody over. 19 days. That's 3 weeks, man. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
we need to stop on that point of you being retired and that being your biggest problem, that you can't invite anyone over for 19 days. There are people that I think millennials have it the worst. So people who are trying to graduate, doing their masters, people who have their first job that are about to be made redundant, people who maybe just got a mortgage and they're going to lose it. Really think so. There's that point, right, where everyone says millennials just complain a lot about everything for no reason, but coronavirus has to be the last straw where everyone has to agree that millennials have had the short straw as a generation.
Look. I'm not. I didn't say I didn't take it seriously. I didn't say I'm blowing it off. I'm saying you said when it hit home to me,
Yeah,
when it
no,
really
I'm
hit
going on
home.
a different side now. Just
Okay,
because you said you're retired, it made me think.
right.
So, yeah, would you agree with that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. I agree with what you're saying. You know, like I said, it's totally different mindset when you're retired. You know, and I call it a privilege of getting old. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't have anywhere to be anyway. Your check is going to come in steadily every month.
But no, man, it's sitting in the apartment for 19 days or not 21. So wait a minute, is it 3 plus 19 or total of 19 from Friday?
So from Wednesday it would be 19 days. So then if you add the days we've already had, then that would make it 21.
22 days.
No,
Okay,
21
so
days.
okay, so right, so I want to
Oh,
clarify
sorry,
then.
22. You're right, 22.
Right, it's gonna be 3 plus the 19. It's not
Yeah.
like total of 19 starting with Friday. Okay, so that's, I mean, I can say it's 3 weeks, man.
Hmm.
You know, it's 3 weeks. That's tough to be in a house and not invite guests over for 3 weeks. You just become bored. I'm going to take the opportunity to learn more Spanish every day. So and I have a couple of books that I had for a while. I read a few of them. I've had one that Corey bought me about a year and a half ago. I haven't touched. It was huge, like this thick. I love John Grisham books. I love reading them. And but when I get turned off when it's this huge, you know what I mean? 550 pages. So I'll pick it up, start tomorrow and start reading it. So, you know, exercise match right there. Exercise in the morning when I get up. I got to read my book, then try to do at least 3 hours Spanish every day on my Spanish with Paul. You
Mhm.
know, so I'm looking at the benefits of what do you say when life throws you lemon, right? What make lemonade? So that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to do.
exactly. I'm
Right,
looking
right,
at Marco's comment here.
Marco.
The lockdown now, when there are a few cases, will show results in 2 weeks, when hopefully we won't have high infection rates that USA and Europe
USA.
have. They wasted time.
Yeah.
So I said something similar to that on your previous video, the normal YouTube video you posted yesterday,
Right, right.
so using China as an example. And one of your followers, subscribers said that don't believe everything that comes out of China and that they may not really be seeing this drop in cases, but you're just saying so. And I thought
Yeah, I
that's an
heard that
interesting
too.
point. I've
Yeah,
also heard on the other side that the cases are being underreported here too. So is it really that low?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really not sure who to believe. Well, I think the reason it's low because just like New York, they're not testing people. That's why it's low. The only reason it's low. If you start testing people, it's gonna go up. Here also, I checked this morning. It was like 150, 130 something or 52 cases. That's very low for a big country like Colombia. They're not doing tests.
Did you
Once you
see
start,
that video, that viral video that was going around? And of course, it's not a fact, but it's just something that someone's putting out there. But she was saying, was it 30,000 cases in Colombia?
30,000?
Yeah, it was either 30,000 or
I never saw that.
3,000. Let me double check.
I never saw that one. You know, I saw
Yeah,
something with a real low number. I said that's kind of ridiculous, real low number. Who's getting tested here? There's no system in place to test a bunch of people, 1,000 people a day. They don't have that. It's saying when you start testing them, you're going to see it show up.
yeah, in the
Like in New
video, she
York.
said 30,000 people in Colombia.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an official number?
No, no, no. That's the thing. It's not an official number. So they were
Okay.
saying that they're underreporting numbers. I don't,
Oh,
how do you quite,
that's her kind of her guess is that high.
mm. So again, it's not a fact, but I would be curious to know if it's really a couple of thousand maybe, and people just aren't reporting it.
Well, people actually know it can be infected and not know it and just pass it on, right?
Hmm.
So, not being tested just means that they don't know they're sick and they keep passing it on. Probably more people have it than you know about. So until there's a procedure in place to test a bunch of people, you're never going to know how many people have it in Colombia. You're never going to know.
Or
You know.
anywhere for that matter.
Yeah, well, they're starting to test in New York, in California. That's why it's keep going up every day because they're starting to test it, people. You know, that's why. What was the question? 3 weeks of being locked down. If one person has the virus and goes out and gets on a metro, oh God, yeah, Puerto Rico, yeah, get on the metro. Oh man, that's the worst nightmare. Get on the metro. you know, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna pass it all around because go on the metro, you infect 10, let's say 10 people. That's a low number, and they go out to the communities. What do you think's gonna happen when they go to the communities? Those 10 people, they start multiplying, multiplying, multiplying. That's why I think it's gonna be hard to control it here. Hard to control it. You know, I don't go downtown anymore. I stopped going down to Central. I just stopped.
I don't know if you could hear that. You guys probably can't hear it, but I don't know if they're doing this in Medellin, but in Bogota at 8 p.m. yesterday and at 8 p.m. today, everyone gets on the balconies, terraces, and claps in chairs as a
Really?
salute to the medical workers.
Oh, like in Italy, right? Yeah.
Oh, they did it the same in Italy? Oh, yeah,
That's
they
where it
did, right?
started.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where it started. Okay. No, I don't see it here. It's 8 o'clock now. No, I don't see anything happening. I see it's raining outside.
You guys aren't cultured in Medellin. Come to Bogota.
Yeah, right. Okay, DWD. Yep, 8,000 tested, 5,000 infected in New York City. Only 8,000? I think it's more than 8,000, Alan. I heard a bigger number. Colombia is testing right now, sending samples to Bogota. Medellin will have a place for testing active next week. Okay, all right, great. Once these testing start going in Medellin and Colombia, it's gonna watch the cases go up and up and up. Watch this, But Marco, how do they choose people to be tested? How do you just go in somewhere yourself, or how do people do it voluntarily? Do you know more about that, Marco? Let me know how that's going to work, Marco. And like I said, back to Federico's comment. Good. I thought about it myself. Good point. You know, you do all this stuff, and then after 3 weeks, one person that's infected go out there and start it all over again. And what do you start doing? Another quarantine after that?
Do you think by that point they'll be closer to having a vaccine? And I think another point is it's the amount, right? So if there's a fewer people getting it, it's not the end of the world because the hospitals can keep up. Whereas when it's just a ton of people flooding into the hospitals,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
system just can't handle it.
And the funny part about all this, I kind of laugh at it. Last year I had the private sewer insurance. I was paying like 187 a month because I love to get insured. I love insurance. People don't hate insurance. I love insurance. So because of my health is the most important thing to me. So I was paying for the government insurance. What's it called? EPOS, if I said it wrong. Then I was paying for the private insurance with Sura. Great policy. Great policy. You get to go to the best hospitals. No wait for specialists. Right. So when it went up this year, I stopped paying for it. It's not paying for it. So I said, only have the government policy this year. And look what happened. I said, damn, hope I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Corey Green, would you prefer to face the challenge there or in your home countries in regards to money slowing down that would eventually touch us all? Well, it depends. My thing is, it's a hard one because I had this conversation earlier this week as to is it time to go home for a little bit and come back when everything's died down or to just wait it out here. And I think it's a lot more comfortable to wait it out here until it gets to a point, hopefully it never does, but if it were to ever get to the point where it is in the UK, for example, where the shelves are empty, I would rather live it out. Empty shelves in the supermarket and desperate people in the UK than in Colombia and Bogota. And I'm just basing that off mainly what I saw during the protests. The protests, people were protesting as normal, but people were setting buses on fire. People were apparently breaking into people's homes and things like that. So I wouldn't really want to face that out here.
Okay. Oh, I see. Alan, thanks for clarifying that. This is one day? That number is from one day. Wow, that's crazy. That's why it's going up so high. Alan said that the 8,000 and 5,000 was for one day, went up one day.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous, man. 8,000 tested in one day and 5,000 infected. Wow.
DWD.
Keep that up. Whoa. Man, that's crazy, man. The number's going to go sky high over the next week of testing.
DWD. How do you know that? How do you know about the underreporting?
Is that speculation, I guess, or some rumors, I guess?
Yeah, I've heard the rumors too. I'm just wondering, maybe they have inside information.
I don't know. Okay. That's probably the speculation, I guess. Cannot government keep rejecting the numbers. Government want to keep it down. That's what he's saying. Government keep the number down to avoid, more issues. Keep the number down. I kind of believe that.
Yeah.
Governments do that.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Governments do that. Sorry, I can't. I don't have proof, but the governments will do stuff like that. Try to minimize the effect. How would you like to hear tomorrow that there, 50,000 people, infected in Medellin, city like this? You make people panic.
Yeah, people will panic, and it would be a big issue. Malik, are people in the community still having trouble getting food? Do you know that to be the case?
Yes, I know the case. I have a good friend, call him D, and he has some over here that he knows up in Comuna, and she keeps saying the food from during the week, the food was gone. So I took my camera to Exito and said, look here, man, there's a ton of food in Exito, Loretta. There's food everywhere. She said that, but another person I know, this young lady I know, same thing. She said that where she lives, I think it's Castillo or whatever it is, there's no food on the shelves. So I'm not sure what's causing that, because if they can deliver food to Exito, they can deliver food up there. You know what I mean?
I reckon it's where they're shopping as well. So the same day I went to, what day was it? I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I went to the Exeter down the road here. It was fully stocked. I've been there 3 times since, and it's always been fully stocked. But I went to Justo y Bueno. I was trying to buy a specific product, and the one literally across the road, it's about a 3-4 minute walk. They were closed for the afternoon, just restocking. Then when I went back in there, the shelves were looking a bit bare, considering it was only probably an hour or so after they restocked. They didn't have what I was looking for, so I went down to the Uno and another Justo y Bueno, and both of them were pretty much bare. So I think if you go, Exeter's one of the premium shops here, so Exeter's and Caruges, maybe that's not the first stop for most people to stock up. They're going to go to the cheaper places.
I know, yeah. I heard that too. The person from Castilla told me that. I told him I shop at Exeter. This goes, we don't shop there. It's too expensive. So it's too expensive for us. Local stores are a lot cheaper. And they said we never go to Exeter. It's too expensive. We're thinking it's cheap, but for the local people, Exito is expensive.
I realized Exeter was more expensive than I would expect, considering the cost of living, etc. In Colombia.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the best places to shop money-wise is probably the markets, but I haven't
yeah,
made it
yeah,
down there yet.
yeah. And I guess the local spot are cheaper, because the people who live here should know more than we are. We don't have, an idea, a comparison shopping at Exeter versus some local place in a comuna. We don't
Yeah,
really. 'Cause we don't do the
it's
don't
like
go.
it's like the UK. I don't know if you know the UK well, but you've got the Waitrose, which is considered premium, and then you've got Lidl and whatnot that's considered cheap. But if you
Oh, okay.
just land in the country, like you had no clue, right? If you land in the
Right,
country, you just go to
right.
whichever one's
Yeah,
closest.
yeah. And I think Exito is cheap. I got another buddy of mine, American expat, saying, "No, it's too expensive." I'm going, compared to the U.S., it's cheap, so I can relate it to. But if you're living here longer enough, I guess you might think you should shop in other places. But to me, it's cheap. This morning I bought a bunch of groceries. It was like $20. I'm going, look at all the stuff I bought, $20. All the stuff I bought for $20. You know, you
Mhm.
know. But it's all relative, like you're saying. It's all relative. You know, they have premium stuff. They have good stuff, good fruits and everything else. You shop some of those smaller stores, quality is not that great. It's really not that great. But just in one day, Friday, okay, yeah. First thing they're arresting people coming. Okay, Marco answered my question. Okay, good. Let me check his answer out, Marco. Testing the people coming with symptoms. Taking samples right at airport. If you're in Medellin and you think you have symptoms, call 123 or the webpage. Okay. Thanks, Marco. Answer my question. Okay. All right. All right. So they're not just doing everybody. Just if you have symptoms, you can go in. All right, and get tested. Okay. Uh, all right. Sounds good. Well, like I said, um, the problem is a lot of people without symptoms still have it and carry it around. I mean, they're carriers. A lot of carriers. And how do you catch those folks? I don't know. You know what I mean? The carriers. I could be infected right now and I'm fine. And I go infect a bunch of people and I have no symptoms. What I'm heard about the disease. So how do you catch me then if I'm infected and I have no symptoms and I'm passing it? How do you catch me? A person like me.
I think that's the idea as to why there's the quarantine, right? So people that get the symptoms, sorry, get the virus but don't show it, just don't carry it on to everyone else.
Right, right. And by 14 days, hopefully, you go through the cycle and you
Exactly.
either feel really sick or you get better in the 14 days. Yeah, so, yeah, hopefully. Okay, New York City is now in dire strait with more than 7,500 confirmed cases in the city alone. So the Friday, according to the city, the last Friday, the entire state had confirmed 800 cases. Oh, so last Friday, this Friday, more you test, the more you use fine. Correct, I agree. Okay, the more you test, the more the higher the number gets. You know, and I like the fact that Governor Cuomo is on TV almost every day. Almost every day, which is cool. People of New York, herd immunity, and hopefully 18 months they will have a vaccine. Okay, 18 months. Don't say 18 months. That's a long time, man. It's a long time, Paul. I want to wait 18 months for a vaccine. I'm hoping like 6 months.
Wenhen has a good point. It seems that the people that shop in more affluent areas, neighborhoods are not as panicking as much as others. Do you think maybe that some stores stayed stocked more than others? So yeah, I don't know if you were tuned in at that point when, but we were saying that the more expensive stores, which are in the more affluent neighborhoods, seem to be more fully stocked compared to the other ones, the cheaper ones, the bargain stores.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. I think that's correct. Some stores, because when I went to Exito Thursday and today, they were actually bringing in stuff. I mean, boxes of new stuff, new chicken and beef, and just coming in. So it's available. It's available. It's out there. No, they brought in new toilets. Toilet paper. They brought in a bunch of new eggs. I went there Friday. I showed a video. Eggs were almost gone Thursday. Went there today. Stocked up with eggs again. So it could be the thing that these big stores have so much monopoly on the supplies. Think about it. On the supply
Mm.
chain. That's always going to get, you know what I mean? The small store don't have the monopoly on the supply chains. The big stores do.
But I do think, he's just trying to see the positive in a terrible situation, that this is really going to, everyone who gets through this, which is going to be the majority, it's really going to change people's priorities. So people are going to prioritize, wait, anything could happen at any point. We need to have a good amount of savings. We need to have multiple forms of income. We need to have the correct insurances. We're going to need to take care of ourselves, be healthy, not have any underlying illnesses, because that's the majority of the people that are dying, right? So just to try and see the good story in a positive situation.
The financial, man, I wonder how you're going to come in with that financial part of it. Exactly right. People have to be
Yeah.
more conscious, save more, and so forth. But it sounds good for people like us and people on the broadcast. But uh, I would say what 80% of people in Medellin are most on the poor side. Maybe that's a high number. I don't know. 70% are on the poor side. Is making it day by day and making it week by week. You know.
It's true, but it will be, a steep ladder to climb, but it can be done.
Yeah. You
Even
tell
if
them.
it's not something they could put in place in a year, it's something they could aim
You
for in
tell
five
you
years
tell
or
you
10
tell, tell
years.
people like tell them to save. They go like save. Hey, I'm trying to make it to next week. Tell me to save. You know what I mean? You know, it sounds
Yeah.
good. It sounds good, but
But the reason I say that, sorry to cut you off, the reason I say that is there's still people who earn five, $10,000 a month in Colombia who probably still spend that all.
I'm not worried about those guys. They're fine. They're
No,
fine.
they're not, because they're still worrying if they don't get paid for a month, what's going to happen the month after.
Well, if you're making 5,000, 10,000 a month, and you want to elite, you should have savings. I think you have savings. I'm not worried about those guys. I'm worried about the people, poorer people. Okay, all right.
What do you think of Trump's response to this crisis?
We're talking about what?
I'll
Trump's
leave that
response.
to the
Okay.
American here.
Yeah, as the American answer that, I want to seem like I hate Trump or anything, you know. But I'm hearing more stuff like he knew about this a long time ago. He keep blaming the Chinese that they tell him. I'm reading something, on TV here, and that he knew about this thing from January. Just didn't he blew it off. Didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to cause a panic. Didn't want to face it. So when he's lying, they didn't know. He didn't know early enough. I heard that he knew a long time ago. They told him. He just blew it off. That's correct, but that's what I heard.
Okay. As being completely out of the situation, not having a side, not having an American political party,
Right.
I could say that why is anyone surprised from everything I've heard from Trump? First of all, I was laughing that he became your president those years ago. And then two, anything he's done since then, are you surprised? Are you expecting any better?
Uh, I know. Stocking up on toilet paper. That's the ridiculous. What's the deal with toilet paper? Can somebody tell me what it is? What is the deal with toilet paper? Why do people grab, three 15-pack of toilet papers? you know, I see families doing that. I see a cart full of toilet paper. Three 50 pack. What do you do with that much toilet paper? What do you do with that much toilet paper?
Why not kitchen roll? The kitchen roll's still there. It's the toilet paper that's gone.
Toilet paper, let's go.
I I don't know. That wouldn't have been my number one priority. I think that maybe people are seeing that this is going quickly. I need to grab some too. I don't know. I always, when I go shopping, I probably buy enough for 3 months at a time anyway. But yeah, I don't know.
Why? They think the people that run out of toilet paper, that's what they're doing it. It's the most important thing they're thinking about. I might run out of toilet paper. Let me get a bunch, for the next year, you
I mean,
know.
you need to have a clean ass.
Go into to go into the shower and clean yourself up. I don't know, man, but you don't use that much. People must use a lot of toilet paper. I think it's just a thing where it feeds on itself. You figure if you're doing it, I should do it too. So I go in the store, I already got 10 rolls home, but I see you taking up all these rolls. I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna grab some too because he's grabbing it. Then if somebody see me grabbing it, they said, let me grab two because he's grabbing it. And it's all that's happening. You know, it's a
We should do
herd mentality.
we should do a test. We should do a social experiment where we send someone in to buy something so random. I don't know, mops, and someone fill up a trolley full of mops, and then see if anyone follows to buy
Mom,
a whole
mom.
bunch of mops.
You
You
probably
know,
they probably would. Like, why is it buying mops? Must be
Yeah,
something to that. Let me get one myself because it's gonna be something to that.
exactly.
They didn't tell me about it yet, but there's something coming with the mop. Let me get a mop.
It's that survival instinct. It's like when you're in the street and you see a ton of people running one way, you follow. You don't want to be the one caught behind to find out what's actually the reason for everyone running.
Right. Okay, guy says Mayorista market is open. How about Minierista? That Mayorista is the one that's way down by.
Majorista.
That's the bigger one that's farther away, right?
Yeah, I think the Majorista, if I'm not mistaken, is more wholesale, right? And the Minorista, no? I'm not sure.
Minierista is the one that's close to downtown. Minierista, right? And the one way up by Envigado is the Mayorista.
Major.
Yeah, it's Majorista, right? I think that's right. I could be wrong. I think the one that's closer to us, right downtown, El
I
Centro,
think you're right.
is the Minierista, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, both of them probably have a ton of food, but mostly fruits, fish, stuff like that. There is no food shortage. No food shortage. You know, so nobody should panic. You know.
Have you ever taken a dump and couldn't wipe your ass? You don't want those problems. When you're in quarantine, you at least have a shower.
Exactly right.
You know what?
Shower.
I bet you they don't have that problem in the Middle East, and yeah, well, at least the Middle East, because they've always got those bum guns, right?
What?
The bum guns.
What is that?
It's that thing that comes out of your toilet, and it's like a hose to clean your bum.
That shoots up. Oh, that's what you call
Yeah,
it. Okay.
it's got a technical name, but when I lived in Dubai, we used to call it a bum gun. So
I call it something else. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely has a technical.
Did you see the video of the Aussie that showed you how to make one roll of toilet paper last entire year? Last the entire year. One roll lasting.
Bidet. The bidet is the one you sit on, Federico, no? But the one that's actually a hose is called something else, I would have thought.
Oh. So Federico used a bidet, huh? Yeah, so what he said, you take, that one little piece you pop off of the toilet paper, the one small piece, take that one piece, right, per day. Then you put a hole in the middle. It was funny. This commercial was funny. You put a hole in the middle. Put a hole in the middle of it, right? One little sheet, hole in the middle. Put your finger in the hole, right? That's what he says. Then you wipe, take it off. Then you wash. One roll, one piece per day. Lasts the entire year of one roll. It was kind of funny. I was cracking up.
Yeah.
Places like I'm not sure anybody here has been to India, okay? But I heard in India, places like India, what they do is kind of gross. I don't want to turn anybody off here. In India, it's kind of gross. They don't use toilet paper in India. I heard they don't use toilet paper in India.
Newspaper?
They don't. No, they use their hands. They wash their hands. Yeah. Okay. Somebody mentioned where it was the Minierista versus the Majorista. Somebody saw that. Where did it say?
Smart move, Federico.
Okay. Bidet sprayer. Okay, all right. No, I had one US and I bought one about a week ago at Home Center. Really? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Alan, I heard about the senators who sold $1.5 million. You said $1.5 million, I read, of stocks. It's all inside information, man. You know, there's nothing new though. They've always done that. They've got arrested so many times for that stuff, and they get off with it. Man, that's just, politicians, man. They're crooks. Half of them are crooks.
Half?
Half, yeah. Half. Yeah, half are crooks, man.
Half are crooks. We should do the rest of this. I do an American accent. You do a British accent.
Okay, okay, chap. half are crooks. Half are crooks.
Donald Trump is my president. China. Did you see that video when I say China? The reporter was saying, why are you calling the Chinese disease a China disease? And the way he was pronouncing it, I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, so I hear expats are being discriminated against because Colombians believe they may have the coronavirus. That is
Yes.
definitely the case, but I'm going to let you go with that story. Um,
Me?
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So I got this guy that he's Asian, and he's the one that hooked me up with this apartment right here, right? He's actually one of my subscribers. He saw me my dilemma trying to get an apartment, and he called me a messenger and got me an apartment. Now he's Asian. He's from Korea, so he's having a hard time with the smog in the city. It's really bad, bothering him quite a bit. Sometimes it bothers me too. I go out there, it really dry throat and really bothers me the smog. But he's decided to take off and go to Manizales, right? For the supposed to be 2 weeks. Then all this stuff happens. He's having a hard time coming back. But check this out. I was shocked. Okay, he was in an Airbnb, I think, for like a couple of weeks, looking to move, an expensive one. He said, I was only going to be there for 2 weeks. Stayed in a real nice spot. So if I'm stuck up there for more than 2 weeks, let me look for a cheaper one. Just going around town, trying to find Airbnb, trying to find hotels. They wouldn't accept him. We don't accept Americans. We don't accept, they wouldn't accept him because he's Asian. He said people around town would say nasty comments, oh, he's China, Corona, and all this stuff to him. I'm saying, oh, you're serious? He said, yeah. I was kind of shocked, but he's experiencing some crap up there in Manizales just for being Asian. I didn't know the country was like this. You know what I mean? That's bomb. He showed me a series of texts about this Asian. Actually, she might be Chinese. He's not Chinese, but he's Asian. But to them, if you're Asian, you're Chinese. This lady who was a teacher in a school here, she's Chinese, and they fired her last week. They fired her, and the reason is that the students are complaining, the parents are complaining that they might get the student sick, so they wanted to fire her. They fired her. Can't get another job, and she's trying to go to Bogota, and she can't find a hotel to stay, and she's Chinese. That is some bullcrap. That's really happening here, believe it or not.
That's disgusting. I've heard of other stories as well in the States of people being attacked. And that's just, I mean, there's
That's
sick people in the
crazy.
world.
That's crazy. And he said, just because you're Chinese, man, or they think you're Chinese, it could be Japanese, it could be South Korean, it could be Vietnamese. You're Asian, so you're Chinese, and they really discriminate against you right here, man. So I heard these stories, I'm like kind of in shock because it's Colombia, man. But it's for real, it's going through it right now, and to fire the lady from her job because she's Chinese, and the parents are all worried about her infecting the students. And she should worry about a neighbor infecting her versus some lady, Chinese lady.
Someone said,
It's crazy.
welcome to being black.
Damn, damn, that's cold. Welcome to being black. Indians, they eat with the right hand for a reason. Oh shit, Alan made a stupid comment about that. Indians. Okay. But yeah, man, that's discrimination, man. And even the regular Americans right here in Medellin, I had a friend who just went home Saturday, just got out of here in time. He said he was in Medellin talking to some friends, some new Americans he saw, just reminiscing, talking to him, just met him, talking to him on the street, you know, and the cops showed up. They had masks on, hands. They interrogated them, asked them for ID. Want to know how long you've been here? Interrogated these guys. And my buddy here, he has cellular. So he had trying to, thank God he speaks Spanish. He had to explain to them, he's been here, blah, 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 NYC. But they gave him a hard time, all three of them a hard time, just because they're Americans. And I heard this happening again more often. You walk on the street right now, and you're American. I told my buddy, Rico, carry your passport wherever you go from now on. Maybe, you have your cellular, or whatever reason, they want to know how long you've been here. You're not Colombian, so they want to know how long you've been here. If you can't prove it with a passport, you're gonna probably get away with it eventually. Well, why go through all the hassle, them dragging you down to the jail or immigration or whatever, for you to prove you've been here more than 14 days and shouldn't be in a quarantine. You know, so I would say I'm bringing my passport wherever I go, just for that reason.
Marco said no foreign tourists have been kicked out because they went breaking the 14-day isolation before time. I've heard otherwise. Again, I
Yeah, I
don't
heard
really have
otherwise too. That's
facts,
not
but
right,
I've
Marco.
heard otherwise. Yeah.
Marco, I heard something totally different.
Yeah, a couple have been deported, right? And
Yep, yep.
even a Colombian lady has been arrested.
Yeah, Marco. That was official news I read, not this from people. Official news. They talk about how many people got deported for not following the 14-day quarantine isolation period. I read that somewhere, you know. And I also heard in Cartagena, the subscribers in Cartagena, she told me that she's right on the beach. They closed down some of the resorts, boarded them up. These are resorts that by mostly Americans or Europeans, and they took the people straight to the airport.
Huh?
Yep.
No.
I don't think she's
Really?
lying. Tell me right, she was right there.
Did they at least pay for their flights back?
I don't think so. I doubt it.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. I did, on a brighter note, see a video today of dolphins swimming around Cartagena. Now the waters are clear. So
Really?
just to
Okay.
add some light to that story or
Well,
this conversation.
you can't go to the beach. You can't go
Yeah,
to the beach.
yeah,
They
no.
lock the beach. I show me
But
pictures
that
of the
makes
beach.
sense. Why do you want to be in the beach at a time like this? Shouldn't even have to close cinemas. Why would you want to go to a cinema at a time like this? People should
I
just
want,
know.
it's funny. We had an argument about that because me, I want to go to the beach time like this. You know,
Why?
because it's mostly empty, and I want to be out there in the water. You know, if water is safe, they're gonna catch it from the water,
But
and
then
it's
if everyone had the same mindset as you, it wouldn't
I
be
know,
empty.
I know, but I'm talking about me right now because it's empty. You know, if I wasn't gonna get arrested, I go to the beach because it's empty. You know, so I'm going to the beach. Hopefully, everybody else is scared off and they're staying home, so it's less people there. So I'm in the beach. That's what I'm thinking. I push the limit anyway.
Oh, Marco meant 60, not zero. Typo. 60, that's a lot.
Okay, okay. Ah, okay. Better, better. Thanks, Marco, for clarifying that. It showed up as zero before. That's more like it. Yeah, that's correct. Yep, yep. You're right. You know, that's correct. That's correct. You know, and that's messed up, isn't it? That's messed up.
I don't think it's messed up. I think they deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. But still, just drag you and put you on a plane and kick you out of the country. You know.
If there's a reason to be kicked out of a country, I think that justifies it.
No, no, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying
Yeah,
but it's wrong. It's wrong. You're right. You're wrong for them to not do it. You're right. You're
yeah.
correct. You're correct. You're correct. You know, I'm not saying the entire thing is messed up because you come here on vacation, next thing you know, being arrested, thrown on a plane, kicked the hell out. And I think if I read correctly, they can kick you out for 5 years. 5 years.
Ooh,
Yep.
ooh.
It's not worth it. 5 years. It's a long time.
Mm.
A lot of bad press about immigrants saying that we brought. Oh yeah, DWD. You're right. Yep, yep. Pick on it. Pick on the tourists. Pick on the tourists. You gotta blame somebody. But you know, in some respect, I don't know if this is correct or not. People that brought the virus here, a lot of them came from Europe. It wasn't the United States, from Europe. I heard initially, but I'm not sure if they were Colombian citizens or European that brought it. I heard that a lot of them came initial, people that brought it here were from Europe. But you
Probably a
can have,
mixture.
but you can probably a lot of Colombians come back with it too from Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go to Europe. There's some wealthy Colombians here that travel to Europe a lot. I was shocked to learn so many people I've met that go to Europe and they're Colombians. You know, they're well off. You know, so they could bring it back themselves. You know.
The War on SJW wrote a good message, asked a good question, but she deleted it. She did say, or she did ask, how's the Colombian economy been impacted?
I still see it. I still see it here on my side.
Okay, I'm looking at two screens here.
No,
One
I see it
screen
here.
on the actual live, it's gone. But I think at the moment, it hasn't really taken a full effect. The Colombian economy has just taken a beating over the last couple of weeks or the last week or so due to the oil wars between Russia and Saudi. The oil price dropped through the floor the lowest it's been since 2003. And that's had a big effect on the economy in itself. So right now, I think we'll start to see the effects of the economy from probably next week, 1 week into the actual isolation, or when we come out of isolation.
What is 7 DWD? What does 7 mean? Clarify for me, please. Yeah, but so that's why the dollar, people think first that the pesos were affected by Corona. It was really by the oil prices. I heard, not the coronavirus.
It's mainly the oil prices. It's a combination, because oil prices have been as low as they've ever been, but at the same time, the world is using far less oil.
$20 a barrel. You believe that?
Yeah,
$20 a barrel. That's crazy.
Rewind, 4 years ago? It was $100 a barrel.
Whew.
6 years ago.
40, yeah, but it's up to like 60, 50, and now 20. I'm still, DWD, clarify, what's a 7 about? Okay, DWD, Colombians were aboard and came home. That's right. So not the Americans or the gringos. You're correct.
I think it's fair to say that just people, full stop, foreigners and locals who were abroad came back with the virus.
Right, but don't blame the foreigners on it. You want to blame somebody. They don't want to blame the Colombians, blame the foreigners. So people are going to locals pick on the foreigners now, blame the foreigners for everything. They don't talk about the fact that half the people infected probably brought it back to were Colombians. They focus on the foreigners and kick the foreigners out. So it's easier to do that than blame some of the people that are Colombians. Easy to do that. Yeah, so 4,120 pesos to the dollar. It's nice. It's sweet. What do you guys think about it? People saying it might go to 5,000 within the next 2-3 months. 5,000 pesos per dollar. Who your hand up if you say 5,000? 5,000. And don't forget to hit the like button. It's on your channel, right? So you're gonna be your like button for you. Hit the likes. So everybody hit the likes real quick for Mike here.
Thanks, guys.
And the reason I can't see where to write is because you're in control of this.
Okay. And there's no way to change that?
No. Don't worry about it. Just figure it out. It's on your channel now. That's why I can't see where to write.
Okay.
I can read it. That's about it. Yeah, it's okay. Right.
So Wenhen, can you leave your apartment basically, and you can leave your property on the condition that one person out of a household could go to buy food, one person out of a household could go and buy medicine, one person out of the household could go and walk the dog for a maximum of 20 minutes. And I believe those are the only 3 reasons. Other than that, there are certain people that have special permission. So doctors, nurses, police, army staff, etc. But that's it in general. No cars or motorcycles are allowed on the streets unless it's a door-to-door taxi. Of course, the buses and whatnot are still running, probably a reduced service. And from what I can see, Rappi still seems to be running.
Wait a minute. You said the buses are still running?
In Bogota.
Oh, then help me out here.
Because those key workers need to get around. So the nurses, the doctors, the whoever else.
For those people, because I'm thinking, if there's a quarantine and people are supposed to stay home, why do you need buses running?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be half empty.
Yeah, probably reduced schedule. So DWD said Colombia is going to be the next Venezuela. You're gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings with that comment.
I know. Yeah. Calm down here, man. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. It's not going to be that. Oh, it said kicked up 7 years. 7 years. I thought it was 5. That's a long time. 7 years.
I reckon that we really hope that doesn't happen, DWD. But I guess it really depends on how quickly we get out of this crisis. If this continues for months and months and months, it will affect the whole world. Youssef, we need to say thank you to Youssef. Youssef was the one who showed me how to set this all up.
Yeah, okay. We got messed up earlier, but
yeah,
we got it straight finally. I'm not a technical guy, but we got it straight finally. So I'm gonna do some live broadcast myself, maybe once a week, and talk about different things, update what's happening here. gotta learn. I gotta learn to use this. You know, it's gonna be a lot easier if I do it myself. You're saying than trying to do a joint
Yeah.
bar. Yeah. So I gotta figure this out. Do it myself maybe once a week. Okay. Hello from Black America in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Really nice. Okay, you in Sao Paulo? Nice, nice, man. Welcome, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Everyone needs to see Yusuf Latif's channel. He has these live conversations all the time, really interesting topics, a wide range of topics. I'm gonna post his channel so you guys could follow.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I want to do that because I really don't know it that much. How do you feel about being quarantined? Come on, man. It's not a good feeling. It sucks.
But it's for the greater good. I rather this and we get out of it in a few weeks than it lasting months just because we couldn't be bothered to stay at home.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. I'm an outdoor person, man. I love going to the gym. I like going walking. I like riding my little scooter. You know, I spend a lot of money every week on the scooters. I love it. You know, I need to get out of the house. I'm stuck in the house now. You know, I'm a fisherman. I like being outdoors all the time. And I'm just stuck in the house. You know, it just sucks. And I gotta, you know, I make the best of it, obviously. That's all you can do. I can't just,
And you're retired, you've got nowhere to go.
yeah, but I don't want to spend it in the house. That's my point.
No, I completely get it. So today, I sometimes there are some weekends where I'll spend the whole weekend at home and not think anything of it. But just knowing that I'm not allowed to step out, it makes it feel that much more intense.
Yep. I might go out in the daytime and let's walk in front of my apartment, up and down the street. You know, so if I see cops coming, I come back inside real quick just to do that. You know, I might do that tomorrow.
Don't risk it.
But I'm not going to be running far away. Just right along the block here. If I see him coming, let's walk back in the house. You know, go to the park, pretend to have a dog. You know, there's a dog park right a block away here. I can see it from my balcony. A lot of dogs there. So if I go around and walk around there and to pretend when a dog is mine, I should be safe. rent the dog. I pretend that, come here. So somebody come by, hey, come here. So I might do that. Okay, wait, I just lost something about a quarantine. Somebody DWS quit. Oh, so Wendy's talking about 5,000. Yes, okay. What time period? 3-4 months? 5,000? That'd be nice. Buy some property. Like 5,001, go buy some property. That's only until a major quarantine comes next week. Next week. We're in it right now. Total lockdown. Next week? Well, no, I think help me out here. Next week, with a 19-year warranty, you can still go out, can't you? For the same things?
Only for those, yeah, for those same reasons.
Right, same thing. You can still go out for certain reasons. Or some people losing their mind, the war. Well, you know, some people are just they're fighting it too much. You can't fight it. You can't fight it. Make the best of it. You can't fight it.
But remember, we're like one day into a soft quarantine.
Exactly.
A week from now, when we've been in for all that time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be creating YouTube videos to keep sane and trying to not go mad. But I could definitely see it having an effect.
Wow. You know, I know, man. But you know, I don't like it. I'm making the best of it. Relaxing, find something to do, read my book, study Spanish more often. I got Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, just miss that people to people contact, which I like, you know. But otherwise, you know, it's what it is. And it's gonna be a long time. You know, 19 days is 22 days is a long time, you know.
Yeah.
In quarantine. That's a long time, 22 days. You don't realize that. We only day 1 or something, day 2. It's a long time to look ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. And one thing I got to debate you on real quickly about the food. Okay. So I bought a lot of fruits, like, you know, 10 apples, 10 yogurt. Just I'm going to snack on these stuff during the day, right? Cookies and all that. Two loaves of bread, right? And me personally, when I'm stuck inside, I eat a lot of food. You know, you say don't eat as much because you eat from boredom. Thank God I can't get fat, right? You know, I work out, you know, but if I'm inside, I eat more food than if I'm outside because I'm bored. I've had so much crap today, between watermelon, apples, cookies, where I don't eat cookies normally. I still had to buy them. You know, bread is one loaf of bread is half gone in 2 days. You know what I mean? So when I'm home, I eat more.
I can't say I've been in that position. I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never really been stuck at home. I'm usually out more than I'm home.
it's called board eating.
Mm.
And you start something to do. You get bored, watch TV, and say, "Me eat something, eat something." In game of Colombia, in comparison with the U.S., Europe is to flatten the curve before it gets out of control. Didn't do it. Okay, all right, yeah, that's correct. They're trying to flatten the curve. Correct. Get control of it and hopefully get a injection. Okay, you said 5,000 in 2 months. I wish you were close. I can make you a bet on that. 5,000 in 2 months. I think that's kind of steep, but if it does happen, I'll be very happy. You know, and take the money out and put it in your Bank Colombia account. You know. All right. So anyway, wrap it up in about 5 minutes. And I appreciate you guys signing in. How many people? I can't tell how many people are on it. Fine.
At the moment, 14.
Okay, that's not bad for the first time. See, I can't see all that, but good. All right. So anyway, man, appreciate all you guys coming in. I'm going to try to do a broadcast myself, probably on maybe Friday or Saturday nights, and talk. I'm going to try to drop some videos also. Got another video I'm going to do today. And when I went on all these trips, around like Barbosa and some other places, I got so many pictures and videos, and I get sometimes not in the mood to do them. It takes a lot of editing to get them done. So I have plenty of time now to edit some of these things and drop them on you. Okay? I appreciate it. You learn all about Colombia because I can't go anywhere. I had plans to go to that park up by Santa Marta. What's his name of it? I forgot the name of the park. I went blank on the park. We had all these plans to go all over Colombia this year. A lot of plans. They're all shot. All shot until we get relief. So I'm gonna edit some videos over the next couple of days and could drop them one every 2 days or something like that. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Right.
If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel and Carlton's channel. And we'll definitely, this is number 3, the third time we've had a conversation. So I'm sure there's more to come.
And just try to relax and take it easy and don't fight it. Don't get frustrated. Okay?
Ooh. I know you want to answer that question.
Well, right now, not at all, because we can't see them. You're stuck in a house. You're stuck in a house for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be rough. We're going to deal with it. It's going to be rough. All right, man. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it, all right?
Thank you, guys. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe and hit the like button real quick.
Stay safe. Stay quarantined.
Carlton's Travel Adventures, all right? Night.